Welcome, everybody. Victor, and it looks like there we go. Victor and Dale. That's, yeah, that's running a little bad. You should have one share by now. I did the same thing in one of the early draft contests, and then I hit like four of them in a row. So if you draft in volume, it usually evens out. Welcome, Chad. Yeah, so today we were going to discuss Chase Brown a little bit. If Dirty shows up, I was going to go over something he asked in BBG's channel yesterday. Welcome, Hartman. Welcome, Hulk. So, go over Chase Brown just a little bit. Look at the game log. We all know that he was an absolute value or a volume merchant, right? And then he destroyed everyone's season or made everyone money by hurting his leg and giving T. Higgins the extra. Like T. Higgins and Mims went off mostly because of that. Hey, welcome, Anthony. So, but yeah, you look, as soon as week 4 happened, he just destroyed the entire season. Now, he probably won't get the same volume this year. I do think Taj Brooks will be fine. Or Zach Moss. Like, they didn't go into last season planning on having a bell cow back. But let's say he still gets like 70% of the workload. That offense is gonna be dynamite. And that's fantastic. As long as all the goal line touches doesn't go to somebody else, he's a good click. Hey, welcome. That slide on the cost of the slappies, hundreds of thousands. What slide? I guess I'm a little lost here. If you're just popping in, please smash the like. And if you are not, and you end up enjoying the content, please subscribe. Oh, yeah. It definitely hurt me. I think I was in fourth place, and I think I had Chase Brown on that team. I believe no, the teams that ended up above me all had T. Higgins. So, uh, but then like I was in second at that time, and then that happened. I was in fifth, and then Jameer Gibbs cost me a few more spots, but it's all good. Anyway, I think today we will be drafting a puppy. We'll try a 30-second one. Give me just a minute to get the app loaded on the phone. The second draft, I think I'm going to do a schnauzer. All right. 30-second puppy in 10 seconds. I don't know what draft this is. Is this the one I did? Yeah, this is yesterday's. I haven't even changed. Like, I have not touched this tab since yesterday. Well, wait a minute. What is going on? That was really weird. Let's go to active drafts. Well, it put me in a lobby and everyone jumped in at the same time, and then it pushed me into the second lobby. Because it said 11 of 12 as I went in, and then it jumped me to a different number. So, sorry for everybody who got in the first one, because I'm assuming there's a lot of you in there. Welcome, Steve. Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen me get into a draft at 11 of 12 and then it lag out and push me into the next lobby. It's kind of wild. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was looking through some so we're waiting on 7 and a 30-second puppy. I was looking through a couple of the day 1 um drafts that I done, and there's some fun stuff out there for me. We will look at that while this is looking to fill. Still 6 to go. So I put this little mark there for the ones that I think I got values on, and this one is pretty good. Lamar, Bryce Young, Achan, Kamara, Harvey at 89, DeAndre Swift at 113, Algier at 176, and then I took a shot at Trevor Etienne because I got Bryce Young as my backup. Neighbors, Rashee Rice at 32, Diggs at 80. I pulled Kyle Williams way up. And then Keenan, Savion, Pat Bryant, Kittle, and Andrews. Like, that team feels fun. And then this one also, I got a slide on Harvey. Like, this running back room is nuts. Got Josh Allen, Bryce Young, Genty, McCaffrey, Connor, Harvey, Isaiah Pacheco. Then Rashee Rice at 34, Jordan Addison, Godwin, Shaheed, Coleman, Besh at 154. He's up. My boy Turpin and DK, just as a random possible spike week guy, and then just a mix of guys that right there. So still need 2 more for the puppy 30 seconds. Yeah, that slide was a major luck factor. Like, some people loved it, some people hated it. Like, it was really good for some people, really bad for other people. So jealous of your 80s Harvey share, 78. Yeah, those are the only 2 I got in the 70s. I got one, or in the 80s. I got one at 79, I believe. I got 3 good shares of Harvey on day 1. And then I don't think I really had any more that was like wild. I don't know. Let's just randomly look. Still waiting on 2. Like, this one looks okay. Nothing great. Yeah. He really is hard to click now. And I knew that was going to happen. So I got a bunch that first day. Let's look at the Schnauzer. I mean, my best team, I think it's this team. No, it's still 2 more for the 30-second puppy. Is this one. No, the 30-second puppy, still waiting on 2. Yeah, this team is actually pretty okay as well. It's a Schnauzer. It's Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, CMC, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, Algier, Shipley, Jarquez Hunter, Travis Hunter at 60, Rashee Rice at 36, Brian Thomas, Calvin Ridley, Steph Diggs at 84, double stacked, Alec Pierce, Jonnu, Bretton Strange stack, and Hunter Henry. So I have double or triple stacks of both of the quarterbacks. Gigantic values right here. Feels really good. Yeah, this is a very unique team, I'm assuming. This is my favorite team I've done so far. It is a Schnauzer. Chase Brown at 37 is even a deal right now. So, like, all the early picks, like Stephon Diggs at 84 is rare. So if a good mix of those players hit, that team looks really good. All right, finally filled. Sorry for the pre-flow. We got Hulk Smash in the 7, Hartman in the 8, Chad Candles in the 10, is it Chiado in the 11? Wondering if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yep. And then we will turn off the banner. I haven't got a whole lot of, I've been doing more eliminators. I'm up to like 8 of them. I done 3 of them today. I don't really think that, like, the more I think about it, the less I think the schedule really matters for it. And Carl's B is in the 6. I will try to remember to write that down so I can. I have to write things down to correlate them in my mind usually. So after the stream, I will try to remember to do that. I mean, this is just a puppy, right? I'm going to go ahead and take Bijan. I haven't taken a lot of Bijan. I think Bijan is the RB1. I've taken a couple shares of Saquon already, and I'm planning on only being 3% or so. I think Bijan has a higher chance to get more points overall than Saquon. I could be playing that wrong. Who knows? I almost flipped the board, and if I would have as well, this would have been a pretty wild draft. With Rice and Chase moving to the 2-3 turn, the problem is that it's a schnauzer, so a lot more of the draft, like a lot more of that tournament would have already been drafted with those ADPs. But yeah, I mean, it will definitely be fairly unique. I do. I think that that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that Harvey. I mean, it depends. If he comes out and like really starts dominating in preseason minicamp and everything, we could just see it run away and he start going ahead of like Mixon. I think he'll end up falling behind like Kamara, K Walker, uh, and like I think he goes ahead of Chuba a lot of the time now, which I completely disagree with. But I think that he will stay in that area. Maybe fall down to like Travion. Like people are very hyped on him, and I don't. Without an injury or something coming out, I don't think he's going to move down too much. That's just my opinion on that. What up, Candyman? I like the new thumbnail you have. I'm not very good at the thumbnails or the art stuff with. I don't know. I know that there has to be an app out there for cartoonizing things because I've seen a lot of streamers use the same thing. So I'm sure that's what it is, but I really like it. It looks really good. Welcome, Disbanded. Yeah, but yeah, the more I think about the the eliminator, like when 3% of the teams are left by week or after week 5, like how much does it really matter about the bye weeks? Like you've yes, you don't want all of them, but the ADPs that we have now aren't ADPs you're going to get later. I haven't got a lot of McBride. I'm going to go ahead and take Trey McBride here. I've also moved Rashee Rice all the way up in my rankings. Um, like I'm done pretending that he like his ADP's moved to the middle here. So I'm willing to just click him every time up here. I honestly believe he's going to start going ahead of Lad mid-season. That's just my feeling on it. We'll see. At the current time, I do kind of like T. Higgins over him still. There is a very small chance that the stuff comes out. Uh, I was looking up some information on Rashee Rice earlier, and doesn't matter. Rave Chappelle goes ahead and takes him, so I figured the decision was going to be made for me. So we'll bring up the board and then switch pages here. So Rashee Rice's injury is a torn PCL, and I looked this up. You know, AI is never wrong, but this is the AI overview. So basically, the PCL is the back of the knee, and the ACL is the front. And I didn't find it, because I did it like right before I jumped on stream. PCL tears are less common because cause backwards instability and may heal with conservative treatment. So, like it, I believe that reads that it heals better, which is, and I'm not a doctor, but like I believe that's kind of what Jeff Mueller was saying in his tweets. And if you haven't looked through them, like he's somebody you want to follow for injury kind of news, like that the PCL injury is much, it's not near as bad as the ACL or ACL MCL stuff. So, and we all seen the video with how he's running. And then when Dirty P comes in here, we will go over the other thing that I looked up today. And I think it was BBG's chat. It might have been Candyman's chat. I can't remember. Which he was asking about the suspension risk for Rashee Rice, and I said that I'm pretty sure they don't suspend people mid-season, and I'm right and wrong with that, and I'll go over that. If he pops in, if he doesn't pop in, I'll just go over it at the end of the stream. So, because it's kind of a convoluted situation, but mostly I was correct, but it's situational. A Microsoft Copilot. Okay. I haven't even looked at any of the Copilot stuff. I still use Microsoft 10. I need to upgrade to 11. I don't want to do it yet. I don't have a second hard drive to put everything on to rip it back over. So I needed to get that done. So I don't have to re-download everything and remember everything and write down 500 passwords. You know, the joys of reformatting. If I'm going to do it, I might as well reformat. I might as well add to my computer while I'm doing the process. So, and I think they said they're going to stop. I don't really want to get into like that stuff until I do it. I've been lagging on it. So I can't bring myself to get on Kyron Williams. I don't know what it is. I just can't click him unless I have Puka. I know that's probably a bad thing, but I much prefer, like, I want more elite quarterback for my portfolio. And I want all these receivers in this area as well. And like Kyron's the one I feel the safest fading. Okay, well, I have two people with me. Like, I don't think he's a 0%. I won't agree with that. But like, I have taken him a couple times. Yeah, him and Saquon, I want to be 2 to 3%. And actually, I have a pretty lit big board or bigger board team that I took him at a. Where did I take him? Why did the Terry McLaurin drive? You don't want Jaden Daniels, huh? You want the Rashee Rice fall? I might just take Jaden here. Amarian Hampton has been falling a little bit too. I'll just take the slide on Jaden Daniels. I want more elite quarterback in my portfolio. I was just saying that. This is a little bit of slide. I kind of think Jaden's going to end up stabilizing on this end based on the way people have been drafting. Yeah, I think Jarquez is a thorn. Like, he's a different style of back, which tells you that, because when they drafted Corum, it was easier to be in on Kyron because with Corum, he was the same style of back, right? So they wanted to run that game. Like, that's how I read it. This year, they drafted somebody who's not a carbon copy of Kyron Williams. And And that is a little scarier. Plus, Kyron had the fumbles late. So I'm a little out on it. And 2%, like 2 to 3% Kyron and Barkley is where I want to be. And yeah, it's the late season stuff that scares me with Kyron. Like Barkley is not as clean of a fade, but I mean, it's just all you have to dodge is that he doesn't put up 20 more points or like 10 more points than any of the first round players in one of the playoffs weeks, right? Like he rushed for 2,000 yards last year, and well, it was one less game, but Jahmyr Gibbs put up the same amount of half PPR points, right? Like if we go to this and you look at the like points per game, he was 20.29 and Jahmyr Gibbs was 19.93. And total points, Jahmyr Gibbs actually outscored him, but they played like Saquon played one less game. So like it's all for Saquon. To me, it's more like all you're trying to dodge is that gigantic spike week at the end. But it also, I feel better with the wide receivers as well, like more comfortable. And maybe that's a hole in my game. I want to thank everybody that came out. I appreciate you. And I don't think I mentioned it yet, but Chad Candles, he has himself a stream. It's usually when he goes live, I believe it's usually like 8 a.m. Central. So I could be wrong with that, but it feels like it's about then when he does go live. I don't know if he has a set schedule. I've caught him a couple times. If you had to guess what percent of your drafts you started taking two running backs, I bet it's a lot. It's a lot higher than I think, or than you would think, because I do really like. If we're doing post draft stuff, it's lower, but pre draft, I had like 19% Bijan Robinson on DK, but on DK I did 80 drafts on DK. And I did double running back start a lot on there because the wide receiver values felt really good later. And then I did more wide receiver builds here. So I was kind of covering myself between the two websites. And I don't know if that's right or wrong. But so something, I think this team needs Jacoby. I heard something today. I listened to Pro Football. I listened to their podcast here and there. They were talking about how bad the Raiders secondary is. And if that's true, like, and I believe it's true, right? Like, why would they lie about it? And Chip Kelly is a high pace offense guy. Jacoby Myers, even if he's the wide receiver 2 behind Bowers and Besh, like we've seen high pace offenses supply 3 decent fantasy options several times. So with a bad secondary and a high pace offense, the Raiders, assuming their offensive line keeps it intact and the weapons work, they might just be in a bunch of shootouts. So I think I'm readjusting and going to put Myers and Besh up just a little higher, knowing that. I've had a few Jaden McLaurin sacks, so I was hoping Hurts would fall back. Yeah, I figured that's what was going on, and I've been seeing Hurts fall all the way back. In Chad Candle's stream earlier today, the guy in the 10 hole took A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and Hurts fell all the way back to 58. Hey, no problem, sir. I did the same. Lots of Bijan and Achane on DK. Yeah, and I try to not go double. But when I go double, I usually I'm like, well, let's just go hyper fragile. So one of the holes in my portfolio is going to be taking 2 early, like 2 in the first 3 rounds, and then and then like waiting and then taking like 3 of them mid to late, right? Because I'm building, whenever I go heavy running back, I'm leaning heavier into it. And I usually have 4 of them by round 9, and I just call it good. Like, I'm not saying that that's correct, but I'm definitely, every time I draft Kyron Williams or Saquon Barkley, I'm probably going to build either hyper fragile or extreme uh extreme hero, to where I don't even take another running back until like round 11. So whenever I'm taking the lower percent players, and this might be a bad strategy, but I'm going to play it as, if they're smashing me because they're so dominant like they were last year, I want to have more aggressive teams that look different than the other teams. And I want to take more risk on those because I'm already like, I just want to take more risk and try to have a build that might smash the other teams that look like that, or like that have that player. And that's probably the wrong way to do it, but it's the way I'm going to do it. And going back to the Kyron thing, yeah, I, in one of my bigger boards, I ended up with like 3% Kyron in the 259 drafts, but one of them was a share in the bigger board. And I wasn't, before the draft, I wasn't incredibly comfortable fading him, but I also like didn't want to have a lot of them, so I just took a bigger board share and called it good, right? Hey, welcome Tyler. Thanks for stopping in. All right, we got elite quarterback here, 2 running backs, all of my playing the hits right here. Which hit do I want to play? Do I want to play Scatabo? Do I want to play Pacheco? I think I will go ahead and play Scatabo. Wait, Pacheco's rose in ADP that much? I'll go ahead and take him. Like, that makes me feel good because he's the one I targeted between him, Brian Robinson, and DeAndre Swift. He rose the least, but he does have probably the more fragile situation there. If here in an hour, I believe, the Typhel Tower will be live. After this, I'm going to do a 30-second or a 20-second schnauzer, and hopefully this stream is done right about the time that starts. Hopefully, I was hoping one of these wide receivers would make it back. I mean, I could just go hyper fragile here. Could take downs. It's a gross feeling when both indie receivers are the only ones on your board, right? Yeah, Kyler went. Yeah, I'm just going to go thin at wide receiver on this one. So through 8, I guess this would be 9. Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, Quinshon Judkins, Pacheco, Cam Scatabo. Wide receivers, T. Higgins, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Myers. Tight end, Trey McBride. So I took an elite onesie of both. I did the classic 1-1-1-1 build. We'll see. Like, I probably shouldn't have taken... I thought one of Jaden Higgins or Trey Harris would fall back around. They did not. So I took a gamble by taking the one I wanted here. And there's no saying, like, maybe I wasn't getting one of those players no matter what. So the next couple rounds, there are some receivers I do like. So I don't think this is a situation I can't get myself out of, but it's not like the best situation. T. Higgins, wide receiver 1, but then we have a spike week guy, and then we have the ultimate chaperone, Jacoby Myers. No, that's luck. Indy about to blow. Thank you, Thad. Thanks for showing up. Cowboy. Yeah, Cowboys whole offense should be priced up a little bit now, right? Like Javonte Williams sadly needs to go up in price. Uh, let's look and see where everybody went. So we have DK Metcalf went at 45. That's kind of where I think he's going to end. And Pickens went at 53. This is what Ship Chasing was just kind of saying. So that makes sense. I don't know if I'm willing to chase Pickens that high. On drafters, you can still get Pickens at pick. I got him 3 times today between 78 and 73. So it hasn't adjusted yet if you play on drafters. At least in the rooms I was in, it didn't. It was just the $2. So maybe people were just it seemed like a lot of people were autoing. So they probably haven't moved it up in their ranks. Let's look at what some of the people in here are doing. The Carl's B was in the 6 hole. He's new to the channel. We'll go through his team. Malik Neighbors, Jonathan Taylor, JSN, James Cook, George Kittle, Alvin Kamara, Steph Diggs, Darnell Mooney, Travis Kelce. Very solid team. Waiting, tried to push quarterback there, I think, or he's setting up the best quarterback click on the board. There he is. This guy knows ball right there. That's how you set it up. Bateman went. That makes me feel bad. There, yeah. I was looking at my portfolio a little bit ago, and I have 24.7% Drake May and 26% Bryce Young or something. All right. I want Mims. And then I want one of these wide receivers. I don't want Christian Kirk. I probably want the team bet with Hollywood Brown or go with Jack Besh. I think I want Jack Besh on this team specifically. I already have Jacoby Myers. Too bad. I don't get him. I don't like the Jack Besh price. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a whole bunch of Jack Besh pre-draft. Man, that's some good prices there. But I do need wide receiver here. And I don't really want I'll take gambles on some rookies later. I'll take Hollywood Brown. I think Hollywood's still a fine price. DQ says I'm at 29% Drake. Yeah, this is why I only want to do 2 drafts a day with you guys. Because I like my Drake too. And I get more Drake when you guys aren't here. So, same with like Rashee Rice. Like, if you're in a non-stream draft, Rashee Rice is fairly easy to click in the middle of the 3rd. On Eliminator, he's like barely changed. Yeah. No, like I love drafting with you guys, but it is like less, like it's definitely not the best thing to do, like to get the best teams. Doesn't mean you can't build good teams, but whenever you guys all know what everything I like is. Yeah. Yeah, who keeps pulling up Rashee Rice to the 2-3 turn? No idea. Coolers. Yeah. So he opted to Carl's here opted to take McMillan over the double stack with Kyle Williams. Are you not a believer in not a believer in Egbuka? Like, McMillan's been falling quite a bit. I'm curious to know why you took like what's his ADP now? So you took him 20 picks before ADP. Was that a miscue? Maybe an auto pick or something? Who could have who could it be? I don't know. I did a little reach. He's just so he's still falling down the board. Like his ADP is anchored based on where he was drafted pre-draft, it feels like. And people auto drafting are taking him early. Like taking him at 139 still like a 10 pick reach. Like I would recommend to never reach like 2 full rounds on somebody unless you're on like a turn and it's the last quarterback or something that you can possibly get, right? Well, I need another quarterback. I don't have a lot of stacking options here, but my boy's still available. Um, I pull guys up a lot past round 9 or 10. Yeah, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, you can do. I'm personally not going to be doing that. Uh, just because I know I can get them in the next round. So, man, my rankings, the only thing available is wide receivers. I think I'd just take Dalton Kincaid here and call these good. Take a little bit of a dip here. Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid, 2 players going in the 5th round last year. Hope that it was right. I don't have much made because I take a dangerous amount of Fields and Kyler. I was hoping to get Kyler in this one. Um, like, hey, welcome, best ball guy, showing up in my chat with my greeting. I love it. That's pretty hilarious. I'm assuming he did that on purpose. Yeah, I honestly, with Jaden Daniels, if I have to just go Jackson Dart and only Jackson Dart, like it's not the best move, but I don't hate it. So I'm probably going to take another wide receiver because I waited a while on wide receiver. Did Bryce Young go yet? If Bryce Young didn't go, I'll go ahead and take Adam Thielen here. Get another chaperone in here. I pulled him up. I just said that I wouldn't do that, but I need a wide receiver. These ADPs at this point are kind of like fairly close to meaningless. So we got a 1-4-6-2. Got Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, Quinshon Judkins, Pacheco, Cam Scatabo, T. Higgins, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, Hollywood Brown, Adam Thielen, and then Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid. Like, so I know the Bowers drafter is probably going to take the quarterback I want on the way back around. If he doesn't, I know that the Jack Best drafter was here, or he just takes him now. I about took him, but decided I was fine. Like, if I might not even have a second stack on this team. That's not somewhere you want to be. But with an elite, I was willing to take the chance that Geno or Bryce Young makes it back. So, yeah, intentional. I figured as much. Fields may end up being a steal this year. Absolutely. And if you follow BBG, best ball guy here, he's been saying that for a while now. And the entire time, I've agreed. I've liked the Drake May price slightly better, but the Fields is my go-to. I've been pulling Fields up to the 84, 85 pick in Eliminator all the time. Like, I did 3 drafts today. I got the 12 pick twice, and I pulled Fields up there both times. What if the T-Mac drafter takes Young? I mean, if he does, he does. Like, I can just add a random starter at the back end of this, right? Like, and this draft hasn't went very well. Kincaid was actually a really bad pick now that I'm thinking about it. And you'll see why whenever my pick comes next. Like, so this Dalton Kincaid pick should have been, I should have just pulled Thielen up there and then just taken Bryce Young here. So if Bryce Young's gone, I'm going to make a pick that's probably also bad. Noel before Tillman. Yeah, I mean, that's what I have ranked. I believe in the quarterback in Houston a little more than I believe in the quarterback in Cleveland. So let's go ahead and look at the poll. 22 votes. 82% believe that Chase Brown will pay off his ADP. Yeah, every single draft I make isn't a brilliant draft. So we're one pick away, and Zach Ertz is the reason that the Dalton Kincaid pick was bad, because I don't have a stack with Jaden Daniels yet. So I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. If I'd have thought far enough ahead, I'd have been like, well, in the next round, I want to get Zach Ertz. So taking Dalton Kincaid means I either have to go 3 tight ends on an elite build to get my stack, or like, yeah, so, and I could have already locked up the second quarterback if I didn't do that. So, I mean, if he falls back around, I probably still take it. Hey, I mean, draft your best team, sir. Like, oh, you got Stafford and Lamar. That's like a perfect synergy combo there. Zach Ertz went. I probably need to get another running back, like just a late running back here. I will look at this. I'm going to go ahead and pull Coker up, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pull Jalen Coker up to get a double stack. So I have a double stack with Bryce Young, Adam Thielen, Jalen Coker. I'm not going to have a stack. Actually, if nobody takes Jalen Lane, I might, which nobody should. I'll probably take him in the very last round. Apparently, there's already not good news. Like, I just overheard somebody saying that, like, there may be some FUD on Jalen Lane already. So that's not great. But with this team, with no Jaden Daniels stack, and honestly, I might just have a naked Jaden Daniels. Like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Cokehead. Let me look at my Coker exposure real quick. I have it up on this other screen. So it's only 6.7% because, but the funny thing is I really like him, but he, like, I really like him, but I've been trying to push him to around 17, 18, and he always, in every draft I'm in that I have Bryce Young, I'm never allowed to push him. Yeah, I guess I could go Luke McCaffrey in the last round as well. I think this team needs one more running back and 2 more wide receivers. I think this is going to be a 2-5-9-2 build. Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels is perfectly fine. And then Dalton Kincaid and Trey McBride is perfectly fine. Now, if none of that works out and Jatavian Sanders is still available and at pick 214. I'd be willing to take him, stack him as a third guy. Like maybe the team I did really like, my ninth place team in the Flock tournament actually was a 3 tight end team with Trey McBride last year. It And in the last round I took Zach Ertz to stack with Jaden Daniels. So this would actually fit that exact same theme. Why is my Tyler Conklin rating up there? That needs fixed. All right, let's look at running back. All right, wide receiver. I might just make a little bit of a team bet here with Yoshi Voss. I don't... Yeah, I haven't clicked Yoshi, I don't think, yet. So we'll do that. We'll see which running backs come back around. I don't mind Devin Neal. I like Will Shipley. I need to start taking some Estime. So does Noah Brown emerge as one of the other outside wide receivers? He might. Like, Noah Brown was a problem last year for... everybody was a problem for Luke McCaffrey, right? Damn, Thad. 38% Coker? That's awesome. I like to take my zeros with style. I probably had more Dylan Laube than he did last year. So I fully understand. So I think... Which one? I think I'm going to take Shipley, having Jaden Daniels for the old divisional correlation. Well, if my mouse works correctly. And then we're going to go here. We're going to type in Washington. I guess I could have went Ja'Cory, Krosky Merritt. You can always take old Ben Sinnott. Talk about good picks. Ben Sinnott's down there. Somebody give me the Ben Sinnott bull case. Anybody going to give me the Ben Sinnott bull case? Tell me why I should draft Ben Sinnott. In my chat, give me the best Ben Sinnott bull case you have. Other than that he's going to replace Deebo Samuel at fullback. Because that's my take. Let's see what else we have here. Ben Sinnott with the McBride. Zach Ertz is so old, his bones break, and Ben Sinnott at the tight end 1. Nice. All right, still waiting. I need some more bull cases for Ben Sinnott. So Tyler Higbee, I was thinking about this today. In Eliminator, specifically, being that you advance per round, and that they took Ferguson, who is probably going to need a little time to develop. Tyler Higbee is probably a fantastic pick in Eliminator. Like, as a third tight end, I think he's probably one of the best picks you can make. He's got not in his name, which means you should not take him. Had a BBM semi-team with Sinnott. Best case. Nice. Fake punt Sinnott. There, I think you might have me convinced with that one. Maybe Ben Sinnott gets put in the Taysom Hill role, which that team doesn't use. So this guy needs to be drafted in most drafts now. I think I'm fine with just the naked Jaden Daniels here. I have my stack here with Thielen and Coker and Bryce Young. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take, I didn't get a whole lot of early wide receivers. I only had 3 ugly ones by that point. So I'm going to go ahead and take Diami Brown. Oh, that sucks. Did the internet actually destroy your team? All right, so we have a 2592, Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young, running backs, Bijan, Quinchon, Pacheco, Scatabo, Shipley, wide receivers, T. Higgs, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, Hollywood Brown, Adam Thielen, Jalen Coker, Andre Yoshivas, Diami Brown. I went mostly upside from here up, other than Jacoby, and then a little upside there, and then floor, and probably floor. So, and then Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid. I think that this team works. Looking in the playoff weeks for Jaden Daniels to have rushing touchdowns. So that's, and then Bryce Young also offers that. Oh, you just didn't want Henry with Lamar. I mean, that, I understand that, but it's not like something that's awful either. My team sauces itself. I can go over your guys' teams if you want, but I would like to get we're going to go ahead and actually jump into the next lobby, and then I will go through some teams if people want me to. So we're going to do a 20-second schnauzer, and we're going to do it in 10 seconds. Well, 4 more to start. All right. Candles went Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy. I love this start. Ashton Genty, McCaffrey, Travion. I think I did one yesterday on stream, and I think it was those same running backs. Then Roshan, Woody Marks. And I had Xavier Worthy on that team too, I believe. Worthy, DJ Moore, Juwan Jennings, Luther Burden, Kyle Williams, Cedric Tillman, Royals, Savion, Evan Ingram, Tyler Warren, Isaiah Likely. It looks fine. Hey, thanks for stopping in, sir. Nice drafting with you. Hey, I appreciate the good words. I'm just here doing my thing, sir. All right, we're still waiting on 3 for a 20-second schnauzer. Yeah, the community here is fantastic, for sure. And then, while we're waiting, let's look at what Chiato did. He went Baker, JJ McCarthy, Kyron Williams, Brees Hall, Zach Charbonnet, Isaac Garendo, Rashad White. That's a very solid running back room. Like, I respect Kyron Williams. I'm just not going to have a lot of them. And Brees Kyron is a very solid start. And then very, very good handcuffs back here. And I personally don't view Rashad White as a handcuff. I view him as like a part-time role player. Like, so adding him or Eckler to a dual running back, I personally love. I really like it. Wide receivers, Nico Collin, Brian Thomas, Jordan Addison, Chris Godwin, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, Roman Wilson, who we need to start taking him more, Tyler Lockett, Colson Loveland, Pat Fry, Dalton Schultz. Hey, that's no problem. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Like, because he got a 10 pick value there and a 10 pick value there. So, draft starts in 20 seconds. I got the 7 spot. I don't see anybody in here. So apparently I'm the only one drafting in this room. Got to watch out for the ham slapper here in the 12 hole. Which one of my chat? Who in my chat's named the ham slapper? I know it's one of you guys. Go ahead and out yourself. I love it. Fighting mule. Yeah, I halfway fell asleep last night doing a $2 mini on drafters, and it turned out really bad. It took 5 more running backs straight. It was pretty funny. I mean, I did kind of need running backs when I fell asleep. So there's that. At least it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. And I think I'm going to have to start 20 sec is too quick trying to draft with the top. Okay. Yeah, that would be too quick. I don't think I've not been able to click Genty or Neighbors a whole lot. So I love Puka and I much prefer him to the other people like that than Genty and Neighbors, but I don't want to fade any of those players. It's tough sometimes at ridiculous hours to what? Like fill rooms and stuff? Or are you talking about the toddler thing? Yeah, I don't think I could keep focused with the toddler running around. I I get distracted pretty easily. I was mentioning that in Candyman stream. Oh yeah, staying awake. Yeah, I decided to do a draft at like midnight, and I usually go to bed at like 10 or 10:30 or so on the. So days I work, I go to bed like 10:30 or so. Days I don't work, it's usually past midnight. But I decided to do one at midnight, and yep, I made it through half of it. I think I would have been perfectly fine if I didn't go lay in a bed with all the lights out. Lad gets pulled up. Yeah, I the only reason I'm doing a 20-second one as well is because the Typhel Tower starts in 30 minutes. That will be on PPR Tyler's channel today, and I like the show. I want to watch it. Uh, if you are not, you should go subscribe to him. Go check out that channel. It's a little extreme, so if you've never been, just prepare yourself. Do I? Yeah, well, let's go double running back. Let's go Genty Achan. It does match up ADPs, but I'm fine with it. The ADPs have changed quite a bit in this structure, and Genty's went all the way from pick 12 to 7 this whole time. 20 seconds, so much better for solo. Yeah, if I'm not streaming, for sure. Yeah, Thad's a fan of the Typhel Tower. I haven't checked yet. Whenever I started the stream today or late last night, we were up to 104 subscribers, pretty close to the goal. My guess is that, and if we hit it over the weekend somehow, uh, I will. I'm planning on doing the reveal on Tuesday. So, and if we hit it Monday, same thing. It'll be on Tuesday. So, yeah, I almost took AJ Brown, and man, AJ Brown's that player I just can't get to. I haven't clicked him yet. It is very good to see the growth, and the community as a whole is growing. Like all of us, like Candyman's crushing it. I've went up quite a bit in viewers. I noticed that you had what 60, 63 or something, I think. So, and you've only streamed a few times. I try to support all the different streamers, like to hear the takes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what makes it fun. So I could go Chase Brown, but I'm probably not. I'm a pretty big fan of Mike Evans and Devontae. I'm going to go ahead and take Devontae here. I just, man, he has not shown any signs of slowing down, right? It really is, right? And I almost did the first draft as a 22nd, because this will probably bleed over a few minutes, but that's all good. Yeah, I mean, you said you're working 55, 60 hours a week. I did that for 2 years. I understand. It's not great. I've not been able to get to as much Tet McMillan. Like I've been pulling Rasheed Rice up to this area every time, which I don't regret. But it's made me have less exposure to everybody on this side of the board. But that'll change once Rasheed Rice moves to his proper ADP. So Dirty P hasn't came back. I will go over the findings of the question he asked me yesterday. Okay, it's his name in chat is the name. I mean, I'll take Mike Evans as well. I was debating between those two earlier. Uh, I haven't clicked a lot of Travis Hunter either. It might have been the better click overall, but I like the ADP value here on Mike Evans. And Chad Candles, I believe, I'm pretty sure he's got a few, quite a bit more followers than he did like 2 weeks ago, if I remember right. If you want, give me just a second. I can link his, or, I mean, if you're in the Discord, like if any of you are in my Discord and you have a channel, just post it in general. I do not care. I want the community to grow. So if people that follow me don't follow you, it'll give them a route to be able to. And it's not gonna offend me at all. Did one before work. It was a really good draft. Al Boogie was in there. Al Boogie had an awesome draft in that. Yep, you are correct. Yeah, so we were talking suspension yesterday, and I guess I can't really go. Basically, I said that the NFL doesn't suspend people mid-season for stuff that happened with like a legal issue. That like if they suspend mid-season, and this wasn't on my stream, this was in chat. I think it was BBG's chat. RJ Harvey already went. Kittle here just always feels so good. Pickens is available. I'm going to try to see if I can't sneak Pickens back around. I don't love this price, but I think Ship Chasing was saying that they think he needs to go at the 4-5 turn, and I refuse to pay that. So, yeah, and somebody brought up like the Zeke Elliott being suspended midseason because that was something that was like a legal thing that he did get suspended midseason, but that's actually not what happened. Like whenever I looked into, I remembered the whole thing. So he got suspended early, like before the season. It was 2014, maybe. 2017. So he got suspended 6 games for doing that. I lost it. So what happened is he appealed it, and then later in the season it applied. So they will do it if the suspension's appealed later in the season. So, and there was another like the Ray Rice thing also, like so normally, like with Calvin Ridley, what happened is the Falcons suspended him, and then the NFL for the rest of the season, and then the NFL waited until the next season to suspend him. Yes, that Coolers is right on. The NFL waits for things to play out. Like the NFL waits for things to play out in the courts first, and the court process has not started yet with Rashid Rice. So like the reason that the suspension happened later, like if Jordan Addison is going to get suspended 3 games, but he appeals it, when the appeal is lifted, he gets suspended. So he was still suspended before the season for the first part of the year. It didn't come later. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I spent about an hour looking through this and then cross-referencing some. And it basically, every time a suspension happened that a player, like it was mid-season, it was like we'll just go last year. Conduct detrimental done, like that was by the Niners. Like if it's conduct detrimental to the team, it's not by the NFL, it's by them. So like the other thing I said is like illegal hits and like targeting and stuff. Like that's not a legal issue. So if it's a within the game issue, the suspension will happen immediately. But with the legal issues, they generally wait for the entire process to play out and then apply their suspension. And so I don't know if I cleared anything up, if that made any sense. And I'm like 99% sure that that is correct. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know for sure. But I'm fairly certain that is how that process works. If Waddle goes in the 5 picks in the 5th, Pickens definitely got to go in the 4th. I'm not going to chase him all the way up, sir. And supposedly Ayuk's getting positive news. I don't love it. Like, we might just make a very volatile team here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take Tony Pollard, though. So, through 7, we got Ashton Genty, Devon Achane, Tony Pollard. Wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Chris Olave. Tight end, George Kittle. So, I'm going to be thin at wide receiver again. And I'm probably not really worried about taking the run. Like, if Mooney is here, I'll take Mooney. If Mooney is not, I will take Baker, assuming that either one of them are available. And sorry for not bringing the board up. With the 22nd, I like to kind of look at what I'm doing. I personally lean Pearsall because of the tournament style. Like, if one of the players is going to go nuts in a week, like, I know Jawan Jennings did do it last year, but I feel like Ricky Pearsall has a better, like, it's just feelings. Like, he has a better chance to go nuclear. Jawan Jennings absolutely went nuclear that one game, right? And he had a very, very solid, season. Like, the safe money is on Jawan Jennings. He had a 28-point week, 25-point week. This is full PPR. 13, 16, 11, and then a 46 where he got 3 touchdowns and 175 yards. Like, that is nuclear. But they gave first round draft, like, Jawan Jennings, it's his 4th year in the league. Like, year 4 breakout is very, very rare. Ricky Pearsall is going into year 2. He wasn't healthy most of year 1 for multiple reasons. They invested first round capital on him. It looks like their defense probably won't be as good, so they're going to throw the ball more. So I kind of want a little bit of all of them. But in a murky situation, taking the cheaper guy just kind of makes more sense. So I like at ADP, I like Pearsall more. Straight up, I think it's pretty even. Uh, and if Ayuk is healthy, like Ayuk is the click. Like so it's like I don't know what to do with that, honestly. Like I just kind of click all of them here and there. I haven't got to much Juwan Jennings post draft just because of the way my teams have worked out. That was going to be my first Cooper Cup share since he got traded, maybe all season. Um, but I don't know if that helps at all. Like, supposedly Brandon Ayuk is trending towards being ready week one, and if he's ready week one, I do want to get some of him at this price because I don't know how high I want to chase him, and I don't think he'll have like a yeah about how the team's going. And because I don't have an overlay up at the moment, I don't notice it. Like, but it's so early in the draft season, I'm not that worried about it. I'm still honestly debating on if I want to go back to Spike Week or if I want to go to Best Ball Overlay. I really like that Spike Week is for all the websites. Like, so Spike Week works for drafters, Underdog, and for DraftKings. And I do a little bit on all of them. And I'm not positive, but it looks like I was meaning to get a hold of Pat to ask him for sure. But I don't think BBO works on the other sites. Yeah, the $100 a month leg up tool. I don't like Michael Pittman. I'm just going to pull up Bayshaw Tootin here. I'm going to have an ugly wide receiver room again. It's going to be a 3 quarterback team. If all 3 wide receivers and Kittle are healthy, Jennings is too expensive. Like, well, the thing is no matter what happens, one of those three is too expensive, right? Hey, so apparently he was here, he just hadn't talked yet. Yeah, so I did a little bit of that research, and I hope it clears up a little bit. I was pretty sure that's how it worked. So like the Rashee Rice thing was weird because they did suspend him mid-season, but it was, I believe that as soon as the video popped, the Ravens suspended him, and then the next day, the NFL just suspended him, which he wasn't on a team currently when it happened. So that's like the one that feels different than the rest of them. So it's like not 100% thing, but it does feel like in a legal case. And the Rashee Rice thing wasn't even a legal case at that point, right? So it was just an image thing. CMC, I went 0 CMC pre-draft, so I'm making sure I get mine now. The $100 one, a leg up tool. I'm good. Well, like, I don't really care about it telling me what to do. I just want to be able to click here and see my exposures. Like, but being able to do it on all the websites versus one of the websites is kind of a big deal to me. Yeah, we'll take Marvin Mims on the second straight team. Why not? What could go wrong? The solver tool is good and it's $35 a month. Works on Underdog and DK. I guess I don't know about the solver tool. Yeah, so Spike Week is $300 a year. It's $40 a month or $300 a year. They just want you to pay the $300, right? But that comes out to 30-ish a month, right? Or yeah. So, and best ball overlay I think is 270 something a month. Let me look at the spike. I was just looking. Yeah, so annual is 299 a month for Spike Week. I ended up getting that one because it runs the smoothest on MacBook. Got it. Well, the other thing, I know everybody hates it, but I much prefer Mozilla, and I have all of my extensions and stuff set up on Mozilla. So staying on Spike Week just makes more sense for me because I don't have to go in and redo all that stuff. Rice had a suspension before the season of like 2 games, then the video came out. Yes, yeah. Yeah, that is right. Like, because I did look into that. Let me make my pick real quick. I mean, do I just backstack Trevor Lawrence at this point? Do I take Hollywood again? Um, yeah, we'll just backstack Trevor Lawrence. He has a couple options. I do have Tootin here. I think Tootin has some upside. I do need another tight end. Bretton Strange might be underpriced with the targets that, like, with Gabe Davis leaving and everything. The Solver's the one that Overzet uses. Okay. The Solver is established with ETR. I'm not affiliated or anything, just like using it. Nice. So, is it for Google Chrome or is it for? I'm assuming it's for Google because all of them are for Google. Yeah. So, going back to Rice. There we go. We'll get back to it in a minute. I don't. I had it up, but yeah, that's exactly what it said. Is he was suspended 2 games before the season. The suspension got lifted, I believe, and then the video came out, and then the team suspended him, like, and then the NFL just suspended him. What's up, Off the Schneid? If you are not subscribed to Off the Schneid, head on over there. Give him a follow. I took his favorite player in the big board, Ashton Genty. I know he's taking him now. I just like the kid a little. I believe Chrome. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I prefer Mozilla. So Spike Week makes sense, but the whole, like, it is a pain in the ass on Underdog because if you go back to my streams pre-draft, like near the end, Underdog made a slight change to the way that their boxes filled up, and it screwed up the. It actually screwed up the way that it works. So like whenever you go to click somebody, the box changes sizes like as you're clicking it, and then sometimes you click the wrong person. So if you're in a rush state, which when streaming, like you could see me a couple times, I took the wrong player because the box thing happened. It was only an issue once or twice because once I knew it was an issue, I made sure to not let it happen. Christian Kirk and the one I can't like I don't like Christian Kirk for this at all. They drafted like here is where I'm comfortable taking him here. But they took 2 rookie wide receivers. The late breakout thing is real. He's not going to supplant Nico Collins, right? So, like, I want to be betting on the player that is probably going to be peaking late, especially when the prices are similar. And with Jalen Noel and, like, I understand Higgins is above him, but I would personally bet on Jalen Noel over Christian Kirk. But I will get some of him. Man, Jalen McMillan just I'll take him on this team. I like him here. Oh, he got me. He got me. We got. Yeah, I'm going to take the rookie upside here with Noel. And I'm not saying that's right on Christian Kirk. It's just the way I'm playing it. I'm probably a little scared because I had 20% of him in marathon last year. I had 15% of him in BBM, I believe, or like no, it's like 12.7 in BBM. I had the same amount on drafters, and he nuked me. I need to learn the notification bell. Always 45-minute late to lives. Yeah. Well, so like I didn't want to use the notification bell forever because I hate that kind of stuff, right? And but on YouTube it doesn't actually like ping you or anything. It just pops up as an icon. So like there's no sound from it. So like I'm actually okay with it on YouTube. Hey, what's up, Nick? Thanks for stopping by. I do everything on mobile, no overlays, like a true fish. I've owned the same iPhone Mini for 4.5 years now, so mobile is too tough. I uh I usually use Galaxies. I'm pretty anti Apple myself. Like, it's not like a hipster thing or anything. Like I'm not like too cool for it. I don't see the point. Like I don't use all the features, like all the camera features and all that stuff. Now that I'm starting to stream, it would make sense to get the better version of a phone because I could do some things from that. But I haven't needed the extra bells and whistles, so I never got them. All right. Another Adam Thielen team, maybe? Um, what else do we have here? What running backs are available? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Adam Thielen. So we got a 2-4-7-2 right now. We got Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Ashton Genty, Achan, Pollard, Tootin, wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Mims, Jalen Noel, Adam Thielen, George Kittle, Bretton Strange. Got 3 picks left. I feel like I need 4 picks left. That's never a good sign. The only time I draft on phone is in slows. I will draft on phone on DK. I like the way that the DK app is on the phone a lot more than it is on the internet or on the computer. I draft so much on mobile. I wonder if the overlay is even worth it. I mean, when you do draft on PC, it will allow you to see things that you like when you see those percents next to people that you were fading unintentionally, like it will make you cognitive of it, right? So like even if you're only using it some, like you'll notice the people you're unintentionally fading, right? Was looking for a button. Guess you'll have to jump in a draft to donate. No, you have to have 500 subs to get super chats and that stuff. I'm not there yet, so we'll get there, but we aren't there yet. I was hoping that the one guy fell. I'm just not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up Tyler Shuck. I have a double stack here. I do feel like I definitely want a third quarterback with this group. So I'm okay finishing at 4 running back here. I don't love it. I hope to add another one. I kind of want to add one at every position. I think I'm probably going to keep just the 2 wide receivers or the 2 tight ends and add a running back and a receiver. Last year I did 150 slow puppies and didn't know overlays existed, so I was tracking. Oh, so my first year of best ball was 2 years ago. I made a tier list breakdown of every player that I liked and drafted it like you would draft a redraft team every single time. And I literally went through the app, and every time somebody in the app made a pick, I hit an X. Like, I would highlight it. And, like, literally, I did that the entire time. It was like 75 drafts of that. Like, I would hit X to see which one of my rankings because it was the worst thing I could have done. I had a really high advance rate that year, but like I only did 27 BBMs, 27 or 29. I didn't get any to the finals, but I got 2 to the semis. Like that felt pretty good. And then I was, super sure of myself and then made a bunch of bad decisions the next year. So I'm comfortable with these running backs. I think I just want to take a gamble on a guy who could be an absolute legend. I think I entered 3 sets of 50, but they mostly ran out all on 8-hour clocks. I would make my picks in big batches 3 or 4 times per day. Yeah, like set your alarm every 8 hours. Like every 7.5 hours, you set your alarm. Yeah, I get it. Before bed, you had to clear your queues. Slow drafts are nuts. Yeah. I'm going to do slow drafts this year because I'm doing content. And I think there's a major edge in like the schnauzer. My goal is to, when it's like 92% full, I'm going to queue up for 8 slows. And then that way I get a lot more camp news and stuff. So I'll be drafting with different information, and a lot of people will do that. So most of the tournament isn't drafted in slows at that time. So I smell something burning. Not a good sign. I think my roommate's overcooking something. This kind of wide receiver room, I think Deontay Johnson's my click. I'm probably going to end up with too much of him, but at this moment, I like the click. I had 25 going and it felt very pressed. Slow drafts are fun once you get into the rhythm of it. Hey, what's up, Boogs? Nice of you to come in. Typhel Tower starting right now. I will go over my team and then I'm going to head over there after I get through this chat. I just never drafted on a PC before. It's a way different experience for sure. Slows too close. Some people only have the opportunity to draft slows, right? Smoke for my bankroll, likely. All right, we'll go through my team. 3-5-8-2. Baker, Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Shuck, Ashton Genty, Achan, Tony Pollard, Tootin, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Olave, Shaheed, double stack there. Marvin Mims, Jalen Knoll, Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson. Tight ends, George Kittle and Bretton Strange. Thank you for everybody for showing up. I will be back Monday at 4 p.m. Central. See everybody. Peace.